There's a reason that fellas ain't
Now, look,
following. There's a reason fellas ain't following you down there because we already know the deal.
I was just down there and I met with a lot of Americans while I was down there. That dude.
Yeah, all of y'all are down there paying and tricking and everything else, and that's perfectly
Now
fine.
I did pay 2 times in Medellin. I did pay 2 times.
I'm sure you've paid a lot more.
Brim low on my fitted, dreams has always been vivid. I'm just trying to go get it, catch me right around and I'm ignorant. I'm just rolling.
Auston Hollerman. This is not personal. In fact, it's not business either. Cause, I ain't making no money off of this.
I'm broke, nigga, I'm broke.
So I guess you can say, I'm just having fun. I just dislike the movement you're following. So yeah, I dropped that one video 2 weeks ago, and you passport bros have been on me ever since. And I just got one question for y'all. Just one.
Why you on my dick? Word. Get off my dick. Indeed.
I'm gonna be honest with you fellas.
I'm better than you, my shape up better, my car faster, my drip better, my clothes fit better, my hoes better, my tattoos better, I'm stronger than you.
I'm gonna give it to the end of 2023. And if you don't know who I am by then, I'll tell you. Because when life is this good, you don't gotta be fucking humble. I mean, look at you.
Look at me, this is what my bitch bought.
And shoutouts to the wife for buying me a $700 sweater I'll never wear outside.
Is this camera on me?
Yes, it's on.
That's stupid. Use your common sense.
Honestly, I was gonna let this go. I took the kids to Disney World, I came back, got a raise from work, and they keep going in my comments. So I'ma keep going. Roll a clip.
Like a one-night stand is effortless in Brazil, guaranteed. And if you can't get one of them, you can pay for a prostitute. They got plenty of those over there too. Huh? The game is still the same. The game is still the same in Brazil. You have some of these same problems. They are just down to a bare minimum. You have chicks that'll cheat on you. You have chicks that'll flake on you. You have chicks that'll talk crazy to you. You have some masculine chicks, but all those, we're talking less than, it has to be less than 10%.
Stop the cap.
So what's going on YouTube? We are at the mall. I think this is Santa Fe Mall in Medellin, Colombia. I'm gonna say this too. This looks weird. I've been rejected like 2 or 3 times. How many chicks have I approached so far? 2? 3. I got rejected by all 3.
Let's stop it right there. I respect that you out there shooting your shot, my guy. Much respect.
I don't know any Spanish besides the basic hello, goodbye. And I will tell you that it is a deterrent for a lot of chicks if you don't know Spanish. For example, when I was approaching a chick a minute ago, she rolled her eyes at me whenever I told her I speak English and Portuguese but not Spanish. And I asked her why she rolled her eyes. She was like, because you don't understand or some shit like that. There's a lot of us. There's a lot of Americans, sex tourists.
That's what I said. Most of y'all pay to play. Y'all aren't out there shooting y'all shot. Y'all just buying cheap fun.
In Colombia. So what that does is a lot of chicks are already hip to the whole, if he has to use a translator thing, he must be a sex tourist too. But that's why I say you guys need to learn the language. If you know the language, hey, if you know the language, that's like motherfuckers all in my ear. If you know the language, it helps a lot because you have put in some sort of effort to learn about the culture.
If fellas don't want to put the work in to actually talk to women who speak English, what makes y'all think they gonna put the work in to learn a new language?
If you don't know the language, it might be a little bit harder. So you need to learn some of the language and you need to tell them that you plan to actually come there often or live there.
Like I said before, paying for cheap fun is not dating. And you guys were talking about not wanting to pay these dating coaches, but I'm seeing travel bros charging $2,000 to teach you how to leave the country?
Nigga, please.
Anyways, let's get to the exposing part, because honestly, Auston, I got nothing against you, bro, but you got destroyed in this debate. And well, roll a clip.
What's on your mind?
No, I'm fine. I'm down to people now. Thank you for bringing me on. But I do want to say, yes, feminism is all around the world. But I think we can both agree that the United States is the home of feminism, and the biggest population of feminists is going to be in the United States, right?
No, because feminism, as we call it, is a part of female nature. So when you're talking about isolated elements, for example, when we talk about matriarchy, you find a stronger matriarchal culture in Japan than you've ever found in America. And that one is historical, going back to Edo and going back to the shogunate. That in Japan, you have a much stronger matriarchal culture. And those women run those societies over there to the point that the men are chasing video game women. So if you talk about feminism, we're really talking about female nature codified into a social or political structure. So I would suggest to you, actually, to the contrary, I can show you places where that is much stronger than in America.
Okay, well, can we agree that birth control and abortions are part of feminism?
Well, sure.
That's not female nature. It's not natural to take a birth control pill. What are you talking about?
No, what is natural is to want to exercise power and control. And females
not for women. Women do not handle power. They have the ability to be in power positions. They're not in power positions in abundance.
No, sir. Okay, let me say this one more time. Control, sir. Control. Women as a group do not want power, which is what you just said, because with power comes responsibility. Women, however, do want control.
Now, Mr. Business, pause. You did say power. Run it back.
That's not female nature. It's not natural to take a birth control pill. What are you talking about?
No, what is natural is to want to exercise power and control.
Anyways, I think everyone wants power and control. Most people just don't want to work for it.
So what they want is benefits without accountability. So I'm using these words correctly in their proper context. No, what you said is power. I said control for a reason. So yes, they want to control who gets born. When they talk about what the so-called second wave and third wave feminists figured out is, don't you realize we can control who is born? That's a hell of a lot of leverage to be able to use if we're willing to become very wicked people. Well, guess what? There's a element of the female psyche that turns in that kind of vein. I'm going to use the word wicked way. And they found a lot of women who are willing to sign on to it if it gives them quote unquote control. So then you have the laws start to shift to say, okay, the babies ain't people, but we're going to give you autocratic control and rights if you can have a baby. So now you've got all kinds of control that you didn't have before. Now it's been politicized and weaponized in a way that there was no legal framework before. There wasn't even a social framework. That's what you're seeing now, is individuals exercising control. That has always been an element of female nature.
Okay, and I also heard you say that the women want to come back to the United States. Is that right?
That the women want to come back to the United States?
Yes.
Which women are we referring to?
Foreign women. I've traveled.
Yes, sir. Sir, right now, the governor of Texas between the governor of Texas and the governor of Arizona, they have transported over 10,000 people who've come across the border from Mexico to D.C., Chicago, and other states. So right now, America is one of the only places on earth.
I live in Texas.
Okay,
I know.
slow down. America is one of the only places on earth where people by the hundreds of thousands risk their lives to come to I'm saying hundreds of thousands. The number now is actually millions to illegally enter. Sir, this isn't even a question. Yeah, they coming from all over to get over here. Yes, sir.
Yes, I know that. I live in Texas. I'm aware of the population. There are a lot of illegal Mexicans. But I can tell you, from going to Brazil, I've been to Brazil and Colombia. I've been out 3 times a year. I'm actually about to go out again in 6 weeks.
Bro, you making all this noise on the internet, getting tattoos and stuff, and you just started traveling?
There are not a majority of women in those countries that are dying to get a green card. I even have footage of this on my YouTube channel. From the guy that you said that had veneers and was a lame ass, that dude, his girl, I met her. I have her on video and 5 of her other girls confirming this.
Send me your phone number.
How do you do that? I don't know how to use Zoom.
You don't have to do it over Zoom, sir. My email address is handlethebusiness@yahoo.com. And by the way, he won't be your friend very much longer. Just so you've been properly warned about that. He won't be your friend very much longer.
Why do you say that? At handlethebusiness@yahoo.com?
Yes, sir. And you said you're a friend of his?
Yeah, I just met him recently for the first time.
Well, now why am I not? That's why I said you're a friend of his. I just met him recently. Yeah, there you go.
The thing
there
is, I have his girl and her friends contradicting everything you just said.
Sir, just send the digits. Just send the digits. How old are you, kid?
23.
There you go.
23? Y'all joking, right? Bro's still wet behind the ears.
Now, y'all, remember what I just said a few moments ago? You've got dudes in their early 30s saying these fraudulent things to impress dudes in their early 20s. Excuse me. To anybody who thought I was making that up, by the way, hey, I know that dude. We friends. Yeah, the guy in his early 30s is impressing the naive, impressionable dude in his early 20s. Did I call it or did I call it?
No, sir, you didn't call it. I've been wanting to go to Brazil since I was 6 years old.
Okay.
Damn, when I was 6, I wanted to go to Disney World. But hey, I guess I don't get it.
Why on earth would a black male want to go to Brazil since, quote, 6 years old? Where are you people from?
Well, my mother's from New Orleans.
Okay, where's your dad from?
He's from Fort Worth, Texas.
I'm born and raised in Louisiana, lived in Dallas, Texas. No, there's none of us who ever wanted to go to South America at 6 years old. What you trying to pull? What did you even know about South America?
What is that proving?
What did you know about South America at 6 years old from a mother from New Orleans?
I'm very intelligent, so I guess maybe I just know about the geography.
Okay, that's not an answer, sir. What did you know about Brazil at 6 years old, sir?
At 6 years old, we had the internet, so I had access. I always liked the light-skinned, curly-haired women that they have down there.
Austin was trying to give out them long strokes at 6. I'm done.
Okay,
you might be too old.
So what you knew about Brazil at 6 years old was they had light-skinned women's.
Yeah, and I grew up, and when I started dealing with the bullshit women here, I said, let me go try those.
Okay, let's back it up to 6 years old. I wanted to go to Brazil since I was 6 years old. What do you know about Brazil? Well, they had I saw cute women on there who claimed on the internet to be from Brazil. You haven't answered the question yet, by the way. He thinks he did, but he didn't.
So we're lying about if they were actually the photos I seen on. What kind of argument is that?
No, sir, I'm saying a photograph on the internet with no context doesn't give you any motivation to go to a place. I saw a woman who claimed to be from this place. She would have to be the good witch of the West for that to make such an impression on a 6-year-old, sir.
They look that good, yeah.
Why would at 6 years old we're still talking about girls are icky and have cooties? What kind of household were you raised in?
I was watching pornography at 6. I wasn't the average 6-year-old, I guess.
Tell me more.
It gets worse. Keep going.
What do you want to know? My dick size? What are you talking about?
Hey, yo, who mans is this?
Pause. Hey, yo.
No, sir, you said that you were watching pornography at 6 years old. Tell me more.
I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, I pretty much that's.
What kind of child rearing has a household where a 6-year-old is watching pornography to the point that they can desire Brazilian women?
Well, I mean, as long as you have access to the internet and your mother.
I know a bunch of people with access to the internet. 6-year-olds ain't watching porn at 6, sir.
Well, look, Google was around, so it was easy to find. I don't know what. That's not a solid argument.
No, it's no, sir. That's called child rearing. And I'm saying, tell me more about how you were raised. Because I'm from Louisiana, although I am from the civilized part in Shreveport. I'm from Louisiana. We wasn't watching porn at 6 years old. And by the way, by the time we had the internet, we wasn't doing that neither. So for a 6-year-old to be watching Brazilian women in porn and valuing that at 6 years old, now that's how they were raised. So tell me more about how you were raised.
No, I got my ass whooped for watching it, so I don't think I was encouraged to watch it. I've been the person to do what I want.
If my kid's watching porn at 6, I'm taking away the internet from him.
I'm just trying to figure out here about the child rearing in the home environment that, would promote a 6-year-old watching porn. That's why I keep saying to you, sir, tell me more. Y'all, he doesn't want to tell me anything else now. I think we just had a veneers moment. We just pulled the card.
But I don't, because it is what it is. Maybe I was an early bloomer when it came to sexual thoughts. You see sex on TV. There's movie scenes with sex. I guess, like I said, maybe I was just a little smarter and I was able to put two and two together and get on Google. I mean, let's talk about something because this is like,
man, let's keep talking about this. Now let's keep talking about this right here because I want people to know the psychology and the character of these individuals claiming what's going on down there. So you just gave us a very good look into the psychology and character of the guys who do this international passport pimping. So that's why I want to stay on this. This gives us a good look into the character of them.
Well, I mean, what you're using is a broad technique of shaming. You know what I mean?
Sir, you're the one who said it. I didn't say it. You're the one who brought it up. I didn't bring it up. You brought it up. You didn't know that the 6-year-old watching porn is abnormal and perverted? You didn't know that? Y'all, he didn't know that. He thought that was normal.
That's not normal.
So, how old were you when the internet came out?
Well, considering the fact that the DARPA project was the 70s, but if you're talking about CompuServe in America Online, that would be the late 80s.
How old were you whenever you could get on porn websites? How old were you when it came out?
Before you had the commercial internet, you had the BBS sites. So you figure probably around, I don't know, 10, 12.
When you were 12, okay, that's usually around when puberty starts.
Okay, we weren't doing that then either. It was available. It was available and it was out there, but we weren't doing that. It was available and it was available and it was out there, but we weren't doing that.
It's not on me that your hormones had a defect. My hormones worked when they were supposed to. Whenever I was 16, I think the highest sex drive I had ever had.
Now let's back up to 6. Let's talk about your hormones at 6 years old when you were watching porn at 6. Let's back up to that one. Y'all, he said it's normal for a boy to be watching porn and fetishizing Brazilian women at 6.
Yeah, grown Brazilian women. Yeah.
Who was your dad? R. Kelly? What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about?
Sir, I don't even date women my age. Don't try to make it seem like I'm dating women under 18 or something like that. I don't even date women my age. How old are you?
Sir, I'm talking about when you were 6 years old watching porn, sir.
How old are you?
I am old enough to tell you all that this fella right here thinks that watching porn at 6 was normal sexual development behavior.
Okay.
Now he's telling you all, he's going to lecture you all about the values of dating South American women. And I'm telling you, this is the character you have to have right here. This is his idea of normal sexual behavior. Now, how many of you want your 6-year-olds being raised under this set of values? And they talk about the values of women in Brazil and all these other places. By the way, these are the values. So I'm glad you called.
Enough values. I was raising up with enough values whenever I debate with a man, I get on camera.
Okay. Congratulations. You're not worth as much as me.
Okay.
Maybe if you ever turn off the porn for a couple of years, I can get you raised up to a different level. Although you're going to need a new circle of friends. I will have to say that. Things will have to be totally redone from the top down. But I'll tell you one more thing. In the world where I come from, this will be amazing to you. We don't have to see people to know what they're worth.
Okay.
Children like this think that they're making a point. The last 3 vehicles that I purchased, I literally only had to do it online. Nobody ever saw me. I didn't see the banker, and yet millions of dollars moved. Now, isn't that amazing? Now, in your world, you don't understand that. And that's okay. But when y'all get on the internet with this fake flexing and talking like you know what you're talking about, it really just makes them look bad. It really, really does.
No, I'm not fake flexing. But let's get back to the travel topic because this is a never-ending shaming subject that you're trying to do. You say that the dudes going down there, they can't win at all in the States, right?
Most of you have jaded, perverted backgrounds. And in America, your particular form of kink is either illegal or the females don't really dig it. So yeah, they have to go run to other places where they can hide out and perform their particular practices.
So it seems like you know a lot about me. What do you think I had to go to South America for?
Well, a 6-year-old watching porn, I can only imagine what floats your boat now. After another.
I lost my virginity to somebody in their 50s.
Okay, congratulations. I think
it wasn't a 6-year-old.
Unless you were 10 years old, congratulations, son. Do you think that impresses us over here?
No, but
okay, we're not impressed.
I would love you to use less words,
son. That doesn't impress us over here.
No, use less words. You talk for too long when you prove one subject. Just use like a sentence or two when I'm done.
Okay, sir. Pervert. You. Short enough. There's a reason that fellas ain't following. There's a reason fellas ain't following you down there, because we already know the deal.
I was just down there and I met with a lot of Americans while I was down there.
Yeah, all of y'all are down there paying and tricking and everything else, and that's perfectly fine.
I did pay 2 times in Medellin. I did pay 2 times.
I'm sure you've paid a lot more.
No. I like to kiss women in the mouth, so I'm not just me running around here just paying.
I'm sure you got a Cash App and a Google Pay account. I'm sure you've paid a lot more.
I don't have Google Pay, but I do have a Cash App.
But here's the real issue: if you've paid even once, you're already a loser. If you paid even once, you're already a loser.
Sometimes they just look that good where you say, I gotta fuck her in particular. And if she's so happy to charge, she's so happy to charge.
Bruh, you don't mind paying to play. I'm sure you can always go down there and find a woman like that.
And if that if your value isn't so high that if you looked at her and you said, I got to pull her, then if the feeling wasn't mutual, you're a loser.
No. There are billionaires that pay for prostitutes, high-end escorts. We're not going to.
They're losers too, like you.
He is killing you, bro.
Well, look,
if you looked at a chick who you claim was so hot and you said, I got to have her, if she didn't look at you and have the same reaction, you had to break open your wallet, guess who just got defeated? The feeling should have been mutual. If that was the value that you took in her, you looking at her, why didn't she take the same value just looking at you?
You know when a bitch is a prostitute, so there's not going to be no feeling. It's all just sexual. But
you couldn't pull a prostitute without paying?
They're a prostitute. That's their job.
Sir, let me go ahead and break a little bit of game to the lame, cracked little boys out there. By the way, did you know that you could pull a prostitute? Do you think that prostitutes only have sex with men that they pay for? The men who pay for it?
No, I know what you're talking about. But
so you telling me you couldn't pull her regardless?
I can.
You didn't.
I want to cut, but it's just too funny.
Because I don't have time.
Yeah, he never heard that, y'all. As I said, these fellas are new. They're lame. They don't know anything.
There are porn stars. Like, what's her name? Mia Khalifa. She has a loser for a boyfriend. Yeah, I know that sex workers can have boyfriends. She is a prostitute. She has sex and gets paid for it. Prostitute.
Yeah, but anyway, if you're paying when there's another guy who isn't, guess who? If you're paying and there's another man who isn't, guess who the lame is, son? I don't like being a lame.
Well, I'm not a lame, but anyway,
if you're paid, you're a lame.
I'm not traveling to South America for prostitutes. We travel to South America to get girlfriend experiences with actual feminine women.
But that's not your girlfriend. And when you leave Colombia, she's giving the same experience to the next guy for $60. And cut the bullshit with the whole feminine woman in South America. Any woman who is selling you an experience will provide femininity. When you go to the strip club, the ladies are all nice to you, calling you Big Daddy. They're selling you an experience. They're selling you a dream. Strippers get real feminine when you coming in. They touching you and making you feel all good. It's an experience.
You're not going to convince me that the women in the United States are being raised to be feminine like they were 100 years ago.
What is the single mother rate in Colombia, son?
That doesn't matter.
Yes, it does, because you're claiming that they're different down there than they are up here, and you don't even know what the single mother rate is down there.
I do know that there are a lot of single mothers, but that has nothing to do with them being feminine.
There's such a thing as a feminine single mother, sir?
Austin, I'm not gonna lie. You got destroyed in this debate, but I respect you for trying to defend how you feel. See, I'd like to think that I'm above average when it comes to being smart. And the thing about being above average in the intellectual part is you know that there are a lot of dumb people who think they're smart, but there are also a lot of people that are smarter than you. Anyways, I'll let the debate run out and then I'll give my closing thoughts.
That doesn't prove your point. That doesn't even prove your point.
So her being a single mother doesn't. You're saying that her being a single mother does not impact her value.
No, I never said that.
Okay, then her femininity is the core of her value. So if you're telling me that her value has been impacted, her femininity is taking a hit, sir. This is called math, kid.
No, just because she's a single mother does not make her automatically masculine. Typically,
I didn't say masculine. I said it detracts from their femininity.
If she's not feminine, she's masculine. It's one or the other.
No, sir. You can have a high amount of femininity and you can have a low amount of femininity.
Which means you have more masculinity.
No, the absence of femininity doesn't necessarily translate to the presence of masculinity. You've got a lot to learn about life. This is called deductive reasoning.
If I describe a man and I say he's not that masculine, what is he, just space?
Okay. Here's the difference. If you have a guy, for example, compare Idris Elba to Steve Urkel. Neither one of them is feminine, but one of them is masculine and the other one's got low-level masculinity. You just learned something, kid. I'm gaming them up here tonight internationally. This is called deductive reasoning. When you have a unified ideology, you don't say silly crackpot things like this. No, sir, there's high levels of femininity and masculinity, and there's low levels of femininity and masculinity, but you don't have to introduce femininity to decrease masculinity. No, you don't.
Okay.
Well, by the way, no. Argue what I just said. No, take issue with what I just said. What about what I just said was wrong? Idris Elba is high-level masculinity. Steve Urkel is low-level masculinity, but neither one of them is feminine.
Would you say that masculinity means that you're the opposite?
That's a question. That's a question, sir.
No, I'm about to answer your question if you answer this.
Where's the error in what I just said? Let's answer my question first, and then we'll get to yours. Where's the error in what I just said? Where's the logical error in it?
It sounds like it's right until I say what I'm about to say.
It doesn't sound like it's right. It's either right or it's not.
Well, the way it was put in such a way that it sounded correct is not correct.
Okay, so he's saying it's wrong. Great. Tell me what's wrong with it.
Well, let me finish what I'm saying. So, would you agree that masculinity is assertive, not the opposite of soft, hard, like it's firm? Is that masculine or feminine?
Now you're getting into the subject of soft power versus hard power.
Dude. Okay. Well, look, anyway, we're traveling to South America to get the girlfriend experience. You're not going to get the girlfriend experience here. You're not going to get cooperation here. You can't convince me Jeff Bezos doesn't even get cooperation with his wife.
Mackenzie Bezos helped him to build a multi-billion-dollar enterprise. Jeff Bezos threw it away for a Venezuelan single mom.
Who said it was single mothers? We're talking about just the women in general.
Okay, you brought up Jeff Bezos, sir. I just put it into context. The facts are troublesome things to those of you who are marginally informed. Jeff Bezos is a beta. His billionaire status doesn't make him an alpha. Jeff Bezos is a beta. Just like most of the guys in the NBA.
So would you say the majority of women in the United States are cooperative?
No, the majority of women in the United States are women. Seriously? Novel concept for you.
Seriously. Cooperative. Cooperative meaning if I say, hey, can you hand me my phone when you're walking towards me? Hey, my phone's right there. Can you hand it to me? The average American woman is going to say you can do that yourself.
Have you ever thought that the average American woman simply responds to you like that?
Oh, here we go with the shaming. So now,
that's not shaming. That's not shaming. That's a question. That's a question. That's a question.
Now I need to work on myself.
I think you need something. I don't know about that, sir. Where's the error in what I just said?
You're just like the women. So what you're saying is I need to beat this bitch to get her to listen.
No, sir. What I'm saying is that if you're telling me that this woman wouldn't do something for you, then by definition, you have to tell me that she wouldn't do it for anybody.
Yeah, they're not cooperative with anybody.
So you're telling me that these women are not cooperative with anybody, and I can sit here and show you. No, what they're saying is they don't want to do it for you. It's just
they're not cooperative with anybody.
They're just not cooperative with you. That there's something about you that they're not doing that for.
No. The majority of time in road rage, women are the aggressor. They're not cooperative.
Women are Karens around the world. I just stood up here and posted a video from China where these two Chinese women started fighting, and I'll be damned if one didn't punt the other woman's baby, and then the other woman came and kicked her kid. So you guys have this fantasy world of mythical women who don't act a certain way outside of America and only act that way in America.
No.
Facts are troublesome things.
So female nature, female behavior is more alike than it is different all around the world. But in the United States, it's on steroids. For example, hypergamy is on steroids. Hypergamy exists everywhere.
Hypergamy didn't begin in America.
I didn't say where it began. I said it exists.
Then we can't say it's the center of it. Then
I didn't say that. I said it's on steroids, meaning that here, for the average guy, you don't stand a chance.
Show me a place in the world where men don't have the exact same complaints that you do. Show me.
Brazil.
Sir, what's the marriage rate in Brazil?
I know it's higher than the United States.
How much higher than the United States do you think it is?
It's 19%.
And what do you think the single mother rate is in Brazil?
I believe I looked up, it was like 35%.
Okay. Now, he thinks that the marriage rate in Brazil is 19%.
I don't know, though, but I don't quote me on that single mother. I think that was...
No. Because if you're going to sit up here and make these statements of fact, then you need to be able to stand on that. So if you claim that the marriage rate in Brazil is higher, if you're claiming the marriage rate in Brazil is higher than the marriage rate in America, then you're telling me there's more wife material in Brazil than America. Okay, let's start with it about the marriage rate in Brazil being higher than America. Are you making that as a statement of fact, sir?
Sir.
Is the marriage rate in Brazil higher than the marriage rate in America, sir? You just said it was.
Oh, yeah, it is, yeah.
And you think that the marriage rate in America is less than 19%?
Don't quote me on that, but I know damn well these bitches here ain't shit.
Everyone, this guy thinks that the marriage rate in America is under 20%. Now, that tells you that since he's been doing all this, he's never even bothered to consult Google. Common sense would tell you that 20% is way too low. Common sense would tell you that 20% is way too low.
Sir, we're not.
Common sense would tell you that 20% is too low.
Feminism is teaching women to not get married. And feminism is the worst in the United States.
Sir, feminism is
too.
female culture, and it's not any worse in America. It's got the only thing that's worse in America is the financial component. The social component is identical.
90 seconds.
The social component is identical. The only thing that's different is the financial component. Because every time you guys sit up here and go on your spiels, the only thing that you talk about is how much it cost you.
What countries have you been to?
Enough to get a file at the Department of Homeland Security. How about you, kid?
Well, I'm on my fourth one this year.
I don't know about that, but I know that there's nobody at the Department of Homeland Security who has a file on you who you can look it up by name. I know you ain't got that.
I don't give a fuck about that.
Then I don't give a sir. If you think some teeny bopper going down to Colombia is impressing me, call me back when you're on a watch list, on a flight watch list. Call me back when you get there, kid. You're on amateur night. No, sir. What I'm saying is I've traveled enough that there are places I can't go to anymore. You on the other hand can visit every red light district you've been in for the last 10 years. I got places I can't go. Oh, no. Let me rephrase that. I can't go as easily as I used to be able to go. I can't go there as easily.
You are older than me, so I give that to you.
Being older doesn't mean anything because most of these lames repeating that you learned this crap from are even older than me. What I am is more experienced. and I'm not talking about what I wish. I'm talking about what I know. If you have to pay, if you have to pay for a woman's time anywhere on this earth, you've lost.
I'm not taking shit you say serious because you're not on camera.
Sir, I'm not taking you seriously because you're a 6-year-old. You said you were a 6-year-old watching porn, and I would never claim that.
You goddamn right.
Well, that's a testament to your mother's raising, and all I'm going to say is that's a hell of a spot to be in. But when you get around to sending the digits from what's-her-face, send it to my email. We'll be waiting to check that out. Or not.
So in conclusion, y'all was saying a lot of BS in the comments, and I thought about responding to all of y'all, but
pay attention, you're saying the same shit that he said.
Listen, fellas, let's get this clear. None of you travel more than me, and I'd put money on that. No one in the Passport Bros catches more flights than I do. Honestly, my wife thinks I should just let y'all know who I am, what I do for a living, and I start talking like this and start giving it up. But we not there yet. We'll be there soon, though. But just know, y'all not fucking with me. I'm out.